All right, this is how we're going to get started with our natural objects project. We need to get our project paper out. Okay, so it's the last project paper we have in the packet that I gave you of supplies. It's 12 by 18 inches, and we of course have our newsprint paper that is thinner and kind of grayish. Okay, and then we have the good project paper right behind it that's thicker and very, very white. Okay. We always work on the newsprint paper first for a rough draft, and then, as you know, once that rough draft is done, we transfer it onto the good white paper. Now, this good white drawing paper, we don't need it right now, so we're just going to set it to the side. I'm going to prepare my newsprint by making a grid on it. And we're just going to do that today by folding because I think it's the fastest way to do this. So what I'll do is I'm just going to take my paper and fold it hamburger, sure. Okay, fold it in half like that. Okay, try to do this nicely, and I have something like this. Okay, so open it one more time. Here we go. I had it like this, and then I folded it over kind of like a book. Okay, and now what I'll do is I guess I'll fold it hamburger again. All right, let's fold that down. Be careful as you're doing it to try to do this nice and accurately. Okay. And voila! Okay, now what I did was I basically made a very, very basic grid with this cross in the middle with the folds. If you would like to go over those lines with a pencil, go for it. If you want to measure this out and do it in pencil, if you don't like folding your paper and you can measure this out and do this correctly, fine, but folding it will work for us. Okay, now this grid and this paper will match the reference pictures I gave you. So as a reminder, I asked you to look through these different reference pictures. I provided 10 of them, and I want you to pick a reference picture for this project that you like. I looked through them and I particularly like option number 2. So I'm going to use that one for my project. As we see, if it opens up, please open up in time. Come on. Here we go. We have a nice natural objects picture. And look at that, the grid is sitting on top of it. Now the size of this picture and the grid matches exactly the size and grid on our paper. That way you can use the grid to help you draw this nice and accurately. And once we're done drawing it, we'll transfer it to our good paper, and then we'll start shading it in correctly as well. We're going to use the reference picture the entire time. But again, this size of the grid and all the boxes match exactly the size and the grid of this paper that we just handled. So match up perfectly. It'll help you draw better. And that's the first step of our project, making the grid, choosing our reference picture. Now that I have that done, I can start drawing those things. So I'll start drawing the leaf and the pine cone and everything and try to draw it nice and accurately. Do a really, really good job. So let's get started.